The first war between Earth and planet Iltria did not start with a laser gun. It started with a toilet. Lixa had only been on Earth for 3 hours. She had not seen any humans fight, she had not touched any weapons, and she had not even eaten Earth food yet. But she had already declared war. On a bathroom. The house was quiet. Ethan, a young Earthling in his 20s, was in the living room teaching Nyari, Lixa's silent, silver-skinned companion, how to use the TV remote. Suddenly, a horrible sound echoed from the hallway. Splash, crash, scream. Then came the words, loud and full of fear. Ethan, the bowl demon is awake. It's hungry. Ethan dropped the remote. What? He asked, running toward the bathroom. More splashing. Then a loud gurgle. Then silence. He knocked on the door. Lixa? What happened? A pause. Then Lixa whispered. It opened its mouth and swallowed my necklace. I think it's trying to digest me. Ethan stared at the door. You're talking about the toilet? Yes, that swirling monster. He unlocked the door with the emergency pin and pushed it open slowly. Inside, it looked like a water tornado had hit. Toilet paper was hanging from the ceiling fan. Shampoo covered the mirror like foam graffiti. The sink was overflowing. One slipper floated in the sink. The other was missing. And right in the middle stood Lixa, blue-skinned, wearing a soaked red hoodie, standing on top of the toilet seat like it was a volcano. Her eyes were wide. Her white hair was stuck to her face. She looked like someone who had just escaped a dragon's mouth. What did you do? Ethan asked softly. I pressed the silver button. A rumble started. Then a whirlpool pulled my necklace inside. I tried to stop it. I failed. You flushed the toilet. I did not flush anything. It flushed me. Ethan sighed. That's how toilets work. They clean waste using water. Lixa blinked. You throw waste into a screaming hole of swirling death? He nodded. That's basically correct. Lixa jumped off the seat and grabbed a plunger like it was a weapon. That thing is dangerous. It makes noise. It shakes. It eats jewelry. Ethan held back a laugh. It's not alive. Lixa pointed to the bowl. Then explain the growling. Ethan leaned over the toilet. It made a bubbling sound. Then, a soft metallic clink. He frowned. Okay. Maybe it's a little clogged. Nyari appeared at the doorway, calm as always, holding a notebook. Report entry, she said in a robotic voice. First contact with Earth's cleaning unit resulted in object loss and mental trauma. Danger level, high. Lixa nodded. Tell the council we've found the first wave of human defense. It's installed in every home. Ethan groaned. It's not a defense system. It's plumbing. Nyari raised an eyebrow. Then why does it sound like it's growling? Ethan flushed the toilet. Whoosh. Lixa screamed and jumped behind the door. The toilet swirled with power, then went quiet. Ethan turned around with a small smile. See? It's fine. Suddenly, a loud bang came from the pipes. Then another soft click. Like something got stuck. Or moved. All three of them froze. Did it just burp? Nyari asked. Ethan opened the tank lid. It was full of water. But something was blinking at the bottom. My translator! Lixa shouted. She pushed past him, reached in and pulled out her wet, blinking necklace. I told you it tried to eat it, she said, victorious. Ethan looked at her. You stuck your hand in toilet water. Lixa sniffed her fingers, then made a face. Your planet is disgusting. Nyari wrote in her notebook. Species appears immune to danger and smell, possibly evolved in sewers. Ethan sat on the edge of the bathtub. Listen, this isn't a war. You just need to learn Earth tech. Lixa crossed her arms. Do all your devices try to eat guests? No, Ethan said. Just the vending machines sometimes. Lixa's eyes widened. He laughed. Joking. But Lixa didn't smile. Suddenly, the toilet made another gulp sound. Ethan's smile faded. Nyari tilted her head. Is it full? Ethan shook his head. No, it shouldn't be. The toilet gurgled again. Louder. Then, Bubbles started rising in the bowl. Lixa grabbed the plunger and held it like a sword. "It's back," she whispered. "The beast is waking up." Ethan stepped back. Nyari looked at her notes. New theory: Earth toilets are not machines. They are living things. The bubbles popped. A soft hiss filled the air. All three stared. Then the toilet made a strange noise. Blrrgghhh. Click. It flushed itself. No one had touched it. Ethan whispered, "That's not supposed to happen." Lixa tightened her grip on the plunger. Nyari's eyes glowed faintly. Toilet AI? The light above them flickered. The toilet gurgled once more. The war had just begun. Lixa made a decision that morning. She would never touch water again. Not on this planet. Not even with gloves. Not even with a stick. It had tried to eat her once, and she would not give it a second chance. Ethan found her standing outside in the backyard, wearing his winter boots and a plastic trash bag over her body like armor. Her arms were crossed. Her face was serious. "What are you doing?" he asked. She pointed at the bathroom window. "That room is cursed." "It's just a bathroom." "No, it's a war room," she said. Your toilet growled. Then it swallowed. Then it flushed itself. "That is not normal." Ethan rubbed his eyes. "It's automatic. Some toilets do that." "Do all Earth machines clean themselves by screaming and eating jewelry?" "Not all." She narrowed her eyes. "You didn't say none." Before Ethan could reply, Nyari stepped out behind him, carrying a small camera. She was calm, as always, but now wore rubber gloves and had safety goggles on. "I will document the water behavior," she said. "I've read the Earth Guidebook. Today's goal: understand human water devices." Ethan chuckled. "It's just water. You drink it, wash with it, shower." "Shower," Lixa interrupted. "What is that?" Ethan grinned. "Come on. I'll show you." Inside the bathroom, Ethan turned the shower knob. Hot water sprayed down from the pipe above. The steam filled the room in seconds. Lixa screamed. Nyari pressed record. "It's falling from the ceiling. It's a trap," Lixa shouted, grabbing a toothbrush like it was a weapon. Ethan laughed. "It's not falling, it's a shower. You stand under it to clean yourself." Lixa stared at him like he had three heads. "You let sky water fall on your body? On purpose?" "Yes," he said, stepping slightly into the water with one foot. "See? Nothing scary." The water sprayed his shirt. Lixa backed up. "That water is hot. Hot means cooking. You cook yourself." "No, it's just warm. It feels nice." Nyari tilted her head. "So you wash your outer body with sealing water? After using the screaming bowl?" Ethan nodded proudly. "That's called hygiene." Lixa turned to Nyari. "I think this entire planet has water problems." Nyari agreed. Still, she took slow steps toward the shower. She reached a hand into the stream. Her eyes widened. Then, she smiled. "This feels good," she said. Lixa looked shocked. "It's not pulling you inside?" "No, it's gentle." Lixa folded her arms. "I still don't trust it. Maybe it waits until you're fully wet before it strikes." Ethan turned off the shower and handed her a towel. She sniffed it. "Why does this fabric smell like flowers?" "It's clean. That's laundry detergent." "Another Earth invention?" "Yep." Nyari recorded everything. Earth species washes with falling water. Wraps body in soft plant-scented cloth. Shows signs of strange behavior, but not aggressive. Lixa leaned over the sink. "What does this bowl do?" "That's the sink. You wash your hands there." Lixa turned the faucet. A jet of water hit her face. She screamed again. Ethan quickly turned it off. "You turned it too far. That was cold water." "Cold?" Lixa shouted, shaking her wet hair. "This water comes in temperature?" Nyari wrote in her notebook, "Earth water is mood-based. Changes personality without warning." Ethan face-bombed. Later, in the kitchen, Lixa sat at the table with a blanket around her like a cape. She sipped hot cocoa and stared at the faucet like it might bite her. Ethan was showing Nyari how to use the dishwasher. That's where you put dirty plates, he explained. It sprays water and soap to clean them. Lixa gasped. You've built another water trap? Nyari looked inside the dishwasher. It is like a mini bathroom for metal dishes. Exactly, Ethan said. Nyari smiled. Earth is advanced. They build machines to do their cleaning. Very efficient. Ethan smiled too. Thanks. See, Lixa, we're not dangerous. Just then, the sink gurgled. Everyone froze. Then, without warning, pop! A bubble shot up from the drain and burst in the air. Lixa dropped her cup and hid under the table. It's sending signals. The water monster is calling for backup. Ethan looked confused. It's just air in the pipes. Nyari recorded the sound. Possible water communication system. Intelligence level. Unknown. Lixa peeked up. How do you defeat it, human? You don't. You live with it. Lixa sat back slowly. Your species is braver than we thought. That night, Lixa placed 4 cups upside down on the toilet lid and drew alien warning symbols with a marker. What's that? Ethan asked. Protection seals, she said. If it moves tonight, I'll know. She placed her translator necklace next to the lid. This time, I sleep with one eye open. Nyari walked in, brushing her teeth. This toothpaste tastes like tree. It's mint, Ethan explained. She nodded. Tastes like forest. Good. Ethan smiled. Then the toilet made a tiny glug sound. Lixa grabbed a frying pan and pointed it at the toilet. Ethan raised his hands. Whoa, let's not start World War flush. Lixa stared at the bowl. The water was still, but her eyes were sharp. If it moves again, she whispered. I won't scream. This time, I'll strike first. The war with water was not over, but Lixa had decided to open a new battlefront. This time, her enemy was soft and quiet. Too quiet. It looked like a harmless couch. Big, brown, made of fake leather, with 2 soft cushions and 1 red pillow in the middle. It waited in the living room like a sleepy pet. But Lixa was not fooled. She stood a few steps away from it, hands on her hips, her eyes narrowed. Ethan, she said. That creature is breathing. Ethan, sitting on the floor nearby, looked up from his tablet. That's not a creature. It's a sofa. Lixa took a slow step back. Sofa? Yeah, a couch. You sit on it. She shook her head. I've seen beasts on my planet that looked like rocks. They wait for prey to come close. Then snap. Ethan chuckled. Well, this one won't snap. Promise. Nyari walked in, holding a bag of cheese puffs. What is the problem now? Lixa pointed dramatically. That sleeping monster. Nyari tilted her head. You mean the seating object? That's what it wants us to think. Ethan stood up and flopped onto the couch. See? Safe. The sofa squeaked slightly as he landed, and the cushions puffed around him. Lixa gasped. It made a sound. It responded. Ethan laughed. It's foam. Pushes back. That's normal. Nyari looked curious now. She took a cautious step forward and gently poked the cushion with 1 finger. The soft material bounced. She blinked. This is comfortable. Lixa watched her carefully. It's trying to win your trust. Ethan patted the seat beside him. Try sitting. Lixa hesitated. Her hand hovered over the cushion. Then very slowly she sat. The couch made a small sigh-like squeak. She froze. Ethan smiled. See? Easy. Lixa waited. 1 second. 2 seconds. 10 seconds. Nothing happened. Finally, she relaxed. Strange, she said. It feels like I'm floating. Nyari sat beside her. Earth furniture uses softness to reduce stress. Very clever. Lixa leaned back. Then, it happened. Buzz. She sat up fast. It vibrated. Ethan's smile faded. Did you press the side button? Lixa looked down. Her hip had bumped the control panel. A tiny light blinked red. The sofa buzzed again. Lixa jumped up. It's alive. No. That's just the massage function, Ethan said. He pressed a button. The buzzing stopped. A massage from a couch? Nyari asked. Yeah, Ethan said. It's relaxing. Nyari wrote in her notebook. Earth furniture includes healing powers. Vibration therapy possible. Lixa wasn't listening. She had her hand on her ear. I think it spoke to me, she whispered. Ethan blinked. The couch. It said, sit longer. Ethan laughed. I think that was your imagination. No, she said, serious. It was in my head. It used brain waves. Nyari looked thoughtful. Psychic furniture? Lixa nodded. This planet keeps surprising me. Suddenly, the red pillow in the center fell to the ground. All three stared at it. Nyari leaned over and picked it up. Why does this object smell like sugar? Ethan shrugged. Maybe from snacks. Lixa narrowed her eyes. Or maybe it absorbs smells from people. Maybe it's collecting data. Maybe it's a memory sponge. Nyari gasped. That would explain its central position on the couch. Ethan shook his head. It's a decoration. Nyari didn't seem convinced. She pulled out her scanner and pointed it at the pillow. Beep, beep, beep. The screen blinked red. Unidentified chemical trace detected. Ethan stepped closer. Wait, what? Lixa gasped. I knew it. Ethan grabbed the pillow and sniffed it. It just smells like candy. Suddenly, a cockroach ran out from under the pillow. All three jumped back. Lixa screamed. It's got pets. Ethan chased the bug with a tissue. Sorry, that's just a bug. I haven't cleaned under the cushions in a while. Nyari recorded everything. Earth furniture stores small moving creatures. Purpose unclear. Possibly defensive allies. Ethan groaned. They're not allies. It's just one lazy bug. Lixa shook her head. This planet hides tiny threats inside comfort. Ethan sat back down. Okay, let's settle this. You've survived the toilet. You've survived the shower. Now you've met the couch. What's your final opinion on Earth? Nyari looked at her notes. Danger moderate. Confusion high. Comfort confusing. Lixa thought for a moment. Then she sat down again, slowly. She let the couch hold her weight. Let the cushions sink. She didn't jump when it squeaked this time. This is actually nice, she said. Ethan smiled. Then the doorbell rang. Ding dong. Everyone froze. Nyari stood up. Is that another device? It's the door, Ethan said. Someone's outside. Lixa's eyes narrowed. Friend? Or furniture? Ethan walked toward the door. Let's find out. Behind him, the couch vibrated again. No one had touched it. Lixa stared at it. If this thing moves one more time, she whispered, I'm setting it on fire. The toilet had attacked. The shower had roared. The couch had buzzed. And now, the doorbell rang. Ding dong. Ethan walked to the front door calmly. But behind him, Lixa and Nyari hid behind the couch like it was a battlefield shield. What if the door is a trap? Lixa whispered. Nyari looked at her notes. It made a sharp sound. Short-range alarm system. Ethan rolled his eyes. It's just a visitor. Or a package. He opened the door. No one was there. Only a small silver cube sat on the porch, blinking with blue light. Lixa's eyes widened. It's a bomb. Ethan tilted his head. It's mail. But Nyari had already scanned it. Her eyes flashed green. This is a datapod. Galactic signal. Level 7 encryption. Lixa gasped. A pod? From who? Nyari tapped the side of the cube. It blinked once. Then a hologram floated into the air. An image of a large alien head with 8 eyes and glowing eyebrows. This is High Counselor Brextar of the Galactic Behavior Court. We have received emergency transmissions from Agent Nyari and Cadet Lixa. The hologram paused. Reports include a sentient toilet, violent indoor weather, vibrating furniture, and food that explodes with flavor. Ethan looked shocked. Wait, what? Lixa stood proudly. We told the truth. The hologram continued. If Earth is confirmed as a danger zone, the planet may be classified as hostile. A retrieval ship has been dispatched. Stand by for judgment. Nyari closed the pod. The message faded. Silence filled the room. Ethan looked at them both. You reported my house to the Galactic Court? Nyari nodded. We followed protocol. The screaming toilet was too risky to ignore. Lixa crossed her arms. And that couch is still breathing. Ethan rubbed his face. I told you. The toilet flushes. The couch vibrates. That's normal. Nyari opened her notebook. Also, you sleep on a bed. It's a soft surface for unconscious recovery. Another unknown machine. Ethan groaned. It's a mattress, not a machine. Suddenly, the cube blinked again. A second message played. This time, the image was different, grainy and distorted. A robotic voice spoke. Unauthorized planetary behavior detected. Preparing atmospheric probe. Arrival in 24 Earth hours. Ethan looked alarmed. Wait, what's arriving? Lixa whispered. They're sending a drone. To spy on us. Nyari nodded. To observe Earth's behavior before final judgment. Ethan raised both hands. No. You can't let the Galactic Council think I'm some kind of toilet weapon builder. They will see the truth, Nyari said calmly. But everything you sent them was taken the wrong way. Ethan argued. You thought shampoo was poison. You thought the couch was alive. Lixa raised a finger. The couch is alive. It buzzed without permission. Ethan sighed and sat down. Okay, we have 24 hours. We need to prove to your council that Earth is peaceful, safe, normal. Lixa blinked. Are you sure Earth is those things? Ethan looked at the water-stained ceiling, then at the bug still crawling on the wall. Kind of. Nyari stood up. Then we must prepare. When the drone arrives, it must see a perfect home. Ethan nodded. Exactly. Lixa stepped forward. What is step 1 of Earth Peace Ritual? Ethan smiled. We clean. Montage Earth Peace Mode. Ethan vacuumed the floor. Lixa wore goggles and chased dust bunnies like they were aliens. Nyari polished the toilet with gloves, frowning the whole time. They put warning signs on the faucet. Do not turn too fast. They placed a friendly note on the toilet lid. Not alive. We promise. Nyari placed calming music in the hallway. Earth creature sounds. She labeled it. It was just whale songs. Lixa taped her necklace to the couch with a message. Please don't eat this. By evening, the house looked clean, shiny, and suspiciously fake. Perfect, Ethan said. When that drone comes, it'll see how peaceful we really are. Just then, the power flickered. The lights dimmed. The TV turned on by itself. Static filled the screen. Transmission accepted. Observing begins. Now, all three of them stared. Did the drone already arrive? Nyari whispered. Ethan slowly looked at the blinking cube on the table. Click, click, whir. It unfolded. 6 tiny legs appeared underneath it. Then it walked. Lixa screamed. It's already spying on us, she shouted. It's in the house. Nyari grabbed a blanket. Quick, cover the dangerous objects. Ethan chased the cube. No, it can't see my kitchen. The cubebot moved fast. It scanned the fridge, the stove, the sink, the microwave. Lixa tackled the microwave and whispered, Don't you dare explode today. The cube made a final sound. Observing complete. Judgment uploading. All three froze. Then the hologram returned. Counselor Brextar spoke again. Final decision. Earth appears chaotic, strange, but not hostile. Judgment. Probation status. Ethan sighed in relief. But the counselor added, However, based on the report, the species still shows signs of danger, especially in the bathroom sector. Further testing required. The message ended. Ethan looked at the aliens. So we passed? Kind of? Nyari nodded. Yes, for now. Lixa pointed at the toilet. But if it flushes itself again, we call the space army. Ethan groaned. The bathroom war had paused. The couch was quiet for now. The galactic drone had left. But something more dangerous was still waiting. Not in the sky, not under the floor, but inside the house, inside Ethan's laptop. The internet. It started when Nyari asked a simple question at breakfast. "What is this glowing rectangle?" she asked, pointing at Ethan's open laptop. "That's my computer," Ethan said. "It connects to the internet." Nyari blinked. "What's an internet?" Ethan grinned. "It's like a big web of knowledge. You can ask it anything." Lixa narrowed her eyes. "Anything? Like, how to defeat a toilet?" Ethan laughed. "Sure. You can search videos, maps, news, answers, whatever you want." Nyari looked amazed. "This planet has a knowledge network available to all minds?" Ethan handed her the laptop. "Try it." She placed her fingers on the keyboard like it was a spaceship control panel. She typed slowly. "Why do Earth toilets roar?" A list of videos appeared. The first one was titled, "Top 10 Scary Toilet Fails." Number 4 exploded. She clicked it. Screams, crashes, and chaos filled the screen. Toilets broke. People fell in. One even caught fire. Nyari dropped the laptop. "They do explode." Ethan grabbed it before it hit the floor. No, that's just YouTube. Some videos are real. Some are just for fun." Lixa pulled the laptop toward herself. "Let me try." She typed, "Human weakness." Hundreds of results popped up. One video showed a man slipping on ice. Another showed someone crying over a lost phone. One showed a person screaming at a spider. Lixa watched carefully. She whispered, "This species is fragile, but funny." Ethan sat back and watched the aliens discover the wild world of online content. Within minutes, they had found a cat singing the alphabet, a human dancing with spaghetti, a strange ad that said, "Congratulations, you've been selected for a free spaceship." Lixa clicked it. Pop-up windows exploded across the screen. Boom, boom, boom. "You won. Download now. Free lasers." The screen froze. Ethan jumped up. "No, that's spam. You broke my browser." Nyari looked serious. "Was that a trap?" "Yes," Ethan said. "That was a virus." Lixa gasped. "A computer virus? That's how Earth fights back." Nyari pulled out her scanner. "It's true. The device now has over 31 background processes running. Something called cryptominer.exe just activated." Ethan groaned. "You installed a mining bot?" "We did not mine," Nyari said calmly. "We only clicked the spaceship." "That's how they trick you," Ethan said, face in hands. Lixa whispered, "So Earth machines infect each other with invisible poison?" Ethan shut the laptop. No more internet for today. But it was too late. The damage had begun. That night, while Ethan slept, Nyari and Lixa snuck into the living room. Nyari powered up the laptop again, this time connected to Ethan's TV screen. "I wish to understand more," she said. Lixa agreed. "Let's learn human secrets." They searched more videos. They discovered online shopping. "Look at this," Lixa whispered. "You can order 500 rubber ducks with one click." Nyari clicked it. "Order confirmed," the screen said. Lixa gasped. "We just used his currency." Nyari checked Ethan's balance. "He has 14 credits left." Lixa looked guilty. Oops. They kept browsing. Then they found a strange corner of the internet, a place called Conspiranet. It had videos like, "Toilets are listening," "Proof inside," "Microwaves can time travel," "Are humans even real?" They watched for hours. By morning, both aliens were sitting cross-legged, eyes wide, brains full of chaos. Ethan walked in, yawning. "Morning. Wait. Why is my bank account empty?" Nyari handed him a note. "You are now subscribed to 17 cooking channels and 1 doomsday club." Ethan screamed. Lixa pointed at the screen. "Your internet told us everything." "Like what?" "That your fridge might be spying on you." "It's not." "That you can turn potatoes into batteries." "Technically true." "And that humans never landed on the moon." "You faked it." Ethan groaned. "That's a conspiracy." Nyari nodded. "Yes, a human word for shared confusion." Ethan shut the laptop again. No more internet. Ever. Later that day, the galactic pod blinked. A new message arrived. We detected unusual data sent from your location. Warning. Earth may be infecting the galactic web. Nyari gasped. Did the Earth virus spread? Lixa whispered. The free spaceship offer. It was a trap for the galaxy. Ethan grabbed the pod. Don't open anything else. But the screen already said, would you like to accept cookies? Lixa nodded. Yes, cookies are delicious. She pressed accept. The lights flickered. The TV turned on again. A low voice said, congratulations. You have unlocked Earth mode. Everyone froze. Then the toilet flushed on its own. Again. Nyari whispered, it's all connected. Ethan shouted, turn everything off. Lixa ran with the laptop under one arm. The internet is alive. I knew it. It began with a flush. A long, deep, echoing flush. Lixa sat straight up in bed. Her antenna-like hair quivered. It flushed again, she whispered. Across the hallway, Nyari opened one eye. Was anyone in there? No, Lixa said. It flushed by itself. Again. That made it the third time this week. 3 times too many. She grabbed her emergency plunger and tiptoed to the bathroom door. She didn't go in. She just listened. Drip, drip, gurgle. Her fingers tightened around the handle. I told them, this thing is not a toilet. It's a throat. At breakfast, Ethan poured cereal into a bowl. Morning aliens. Want some milk? Lixa narrowed her eyes. No. Liquid from strange creatures is not breakfast. Ethan sighed. It's from cows. Nyari held up her scanner. Cow milk contains over 40 alien-sounding compounds. Example, lactose. Sounds toxic. Ethan chuckled. It's not. It's tasty. Before anyone could argue more, the silver pod on the table blinked. Alert. Category 5 event detected. Location. Earth. Bathroom sector. Initiating protocol scan. Ethan blinked. What's happening now? Lixa stepped back from the table. It knows. Nyari's eyes widened. The council must have tracked the auto-flush signal. 3 unprovoked flushes equals a level 5 warning. Level 5 of what? Ethan asked. Potential planetary uprising. Nyari replied. The pod buzzed louder. Warning. Suspected activation of toilet war protocol. Lixa gasped. No, it's real. Ethan stared. Wait. What is that? Nyari opened her notes. Thousands of years ago, on planet Krur, the war started with a single smart toilet that rebelled against its owner. It flushed a royal gem. The empire fell in 5 days. Ethan choked on his cereal. You're telling me one toilet caused a war? Yes. Nyari said calmly. And that toilet looked just like yours. Emergency meeting. 10 minutes later, all 3 sat around the living room table. On screen was a live feed from the Galactic Defense AI, shaped like a floating triangle with blinking eyes. Please confirm flush origin, the AI said. Lixa pointed at Ethan. It was his toilet. Ethan threw up his hands. But I didn't flush it. Nyari added. The toilet flushed itself. No hands involved. No explanation. The AI's lights turned red. Self-initiated flush confirmed. That qualifies as free-willed behavior. Risk level, critical. Ethan panicked. What does that mean? If Earth's toilets are gaining independence, it may be a sign of machine rebellion. A pre-war fleet will be dispatched in 12 Earth hours for safety. No! Ethan shouted. It's not alive. It's just a broken sensor. The AI ignored him. If another unauthorized flush is recorded, Toilet War Protocol will fully activate. Toilet Watch begins. That day, the bathroom became a war zone. Nyari placed laser sensors across the toilet seat. Lixa used anti-flush foam to block the button. Ethan put a sticky note on the tank. Please do not flush, or think about flushing. Thank you. Then they waited. Each hour, someone checked it. Still, the fear grew. Nyari set up a command center using Ethan's kitchen table and 2 empty pizza boxes. We'll call it TOWER, she said. Toilet observation watch emergency room. Ethan groaned. Why does this feel real now? Lixa whispered. Because it is. Hour 9. The pod blinked again. Warning. Pre-war fleet in position. 2 ships. 5 missiles. 1 peace package. Countdown 3 hours. Lixa stood up. We must act now. Nyari nodded. There's only one solution. We must perform the ritual flush. Manually. Ethan raised an eyebrow. What's that? It's an ancient Iltrian method, Nyari said. A peaceful offering to show toilet respect. You mean, flush it on purpose? Ethan asked. Lixa held up a tiny glowing cube. Yes, and offer a gift. What gift? Nyari looked around and pointed at the fridge. That spicy mustard you never use. Ethan frowned. You want to offer mustard to a toilet? It must be symbolic, Lixa said. Something no one wants to touch. Fair. The ritual flush. They entered the bathroom like priests. Ethan held the mustard. Nyari held the cube. Lixa stood near the flush handle with one hand raised. Speak the peace words, Nyari said. Ethan blinked. What peace words? Say something respectful. Ethan cleared his throat. O mighty toilet, keeper of the pipes, we bring mustard and mercy. Lixa nodded. Now, flush. She pressed the handle. Whoosh. The flush was loud. Strong. Final. They dropped the mustard in. The pod in the hallway beeped. Then it blinked green. Manual flush recorded. Gift detected. Hostility cleared. Protocol ended. Everyone exhaled. Lixa hugged her plunger. Nyari lowered her scanner. Ethan slumped to the floor. I can't believe that worked. Lixa looked proud. We saved your world. Again. That night, the house was quiet. The couch didn't buzz. The shower didn't hiss. The toilet was silent. Too silent. Just before sleep, Lixa looked at Ethan and said, We may have ended the flush war today. But what about the bidet? Ethan's face went pale. He had forgotten the bidet. In the guest bathroom. Waiting. Watching. With water under pressure. Peace had returned. The toilet no longer flushed by itself. The pod stopped blinking. And the Galactic Council had removed Earth from the danger. May contain explosive furniture list. Ethan finally felt safe in his own house. Mostly. Because one mystery still remained. The bidet. The forgotten machine. Ethan stood outside the guest bathroom with Lixa and Nyari. Inside sat the small silver bidet. Shiny. Silent. Suspicious. What does it do again? Lixa asked. It sprays water, Ethan said. To help clean after, using the toilet. Lixa took a step back. So it's a toilet assistant? Nyari tilted her head. A water-shooting robot placed under humans? Ethan coughed. It's kind of like that, Lixa whispered. That sounds worse than the toilet. Nyari opened her scanner. It has pressurized pipes, sensor eyes, and a pulse function. Lixa looked alarmed. It has a weapon mode? No, Ethan said. That's just the gentle spray. Gentle? Lixa asked. At that angle? He rubbed his face. Okay, yes, it's weird. But it's not dangerous. Have you used it? Nyari asked. Ethan paused. No. The galactic message. The pod blinked again. A new message arrived from Counselor Brextar. Earth's probation is almost over. Before final approval, all water-related machines must pass safety tests, including the BIDET. He mispronounced it, bidet. A live demonstration must be broadcast to the Galactic Court. Today, the aliens gasped. Ethan shouted, You want me to use it? On camera? Counselor Brextar nodded. Galactic Flush Day requires full trust. The screen vanished. Lixa turned to Ethan. Looks like you're the chosen one. Nyari handed him a towel like it was a sword. Good luck, warrior. The test begins. Ethan entered the guest bathroom slowly, like a soldier walking into enemy land. The bidet sparkled. He sat down. Nothing happened. He reached toward the side button. Paused. then pressed it. Click. Bzzzzz. Kshhhhhhhtttt. A sudden jet of cold water shot up like a tiny geyser. Ethan screamed. From the hallway, Lixa shouted, "Is it attacking?" "It's aggressive," Ethan yelled back. The water kept spraying. He pressed all the buttons at once. The bidet stopped. So did his heart for a moment. Then silence. Ethan stepped out, soaking wet and wide-eyed. It has no mercy. The broadcast. Later, the living room was filled with glowing lights. The pod projected a live video feed. Galactic Council members watched from every corner of the stars. Ethan stood in front of the camera, wearing a dry shirt and holding the bidet's instruction manual like a holy book. He cleared his throat. "Honored Council," he said. "We have survived your toilet tests, passed your couch confusion, and learned to live with the strange ways of water." He placed the bidet on a table beside him. "This machine may seem dangerous, but in truth, it shows our greatest strength." He looked into the camera. "Humans are not afraid to be blasted with cold water, if it means staying clean." Gasps echoed from alien viewers. One Iltrian fainted. Nyari whispered, "Powerful words." Lixa nodded. "He speaks for all sitting species." Ethan added, "Today, I ask you to stop fearing Earth's plumbing. Let this be a day of trust, a day of peace." He raised a plunger high. "Let this be Galactic Flush Day." Cheers erupted from the pod. Alien voices shouted in agreement. The counselor reappeared on screen. "Earth's bathroom bravery is impressive. Welcome to the Galactic Alliance. Toilet fear dissolved." 1 week later, Earth was now a member of the Galactic Council. Toilets across the planet were declared safe but watchable. The story of Lixa, Nyari, and Ethan spread fast, shared in memes, news, and even toilet paper ads. Lixa became famous for her quote, "If it flushes by itself, run." Nyari published a book titled Toilets, Terrors, and Truth, A Visitor's Guide to Earth. And Ethan? He became Earth's first ambassador of hygiene. In the backyard, Ethan sat on the couch outside. A new couch, one that didn't buzz. Lixa and Nyari sat beside him, sipping juice through bendy straws. "You know," Ethan said, "we nearly started a galactic war over a bathroom." Lixa smiled. "Yes, and we ended it with a flush." Nyari raised her glass. "To peace and plumbing." They clinked their cups together. Then a soft sound came from inside. Flush. They all froze. Ethan stood up. "Was that the guest bathroom?" "No one's in there," Lixa said, eyes wide. Nyari grabbed her scanner. The pod lit up red. "Unusual flush detected. Source, bidet. Energy surge, 4%. Ethan groaned. Lixa picked up her plunger slowly. "We may need a sequel."